Hi everyone, my name is Maddie. This is my final persuasion speech for my communications class. The topic that I have chosen is tattoos are not unprofessional. As you can see, I have multiple tattoos that I love, and they are things that I love in my life, which is what my tattoos inspire for when I want to get a new one. Getting your first tattoo is a very interesting experience because it can be considered very scary or also very fun. Mine was kind of a mix of both because I was worried what my family would think of me, my religion would think of me, and my workplace coworkers would think of me. Because they can be considered unprofessional, but I do not believe that they are unprofessional. They are a way of expressing yourself, they are a way of freedom of speech, and to express your individuality and expressing who you are. I was worried about how the world would perceive me, and I have come to terms with I don't care how the world perceives me anymore because actually I have multiple tattoos now at this point. This topic I think is really important because it can share who you are as a person and express your individuality, and tattoos are becoming more common and more popular as the years have gone on. I have been getting tattoos for the last 5 years, and I have experienced some cons and some pros, especially with people not accepting the tattoos that I have in the workplace, and then with my current workplace, tattoos are accepted and I don't need to cover up. A couple of points that I wanted to touch on as to why tattoos are not unprofessional is especially in the workplace. My tattoos do not impede on my work ethic. I am a dependable person. I show up to work every day. I do a good job at work, and my tattoos don't get in the way of that. In an article by Sarah Strong, Do Tattoos Still Carry a Burden in the Workplace? They split their employees in half. Some they had wear temporary tattoos and the others not, and they put them out on the sales floor. There is no indication that there was any problems with the people that wore temporary tattoos. The negative stereotypes that come around tattoos did not apply in this situation. They made similar sales to the other team, and it was totally fine. A quote that I wanted to bring up by Chloe Scram: tattoos are not unprofessional. Someone's work ethic is not determined by how they look, but rather their ability to do their job successfully. Personal adornment is an individual's decision and does not determine how good of a person they are, how successful they will be in a certain field, or how professional they can be. The next point I want to bring up is that tattoos are a great conversation starter, a great icebreaker, and a way of showing who you are with your individuality and your freedom of expression. I get compliments all the time on my tattoos at work, especially in the dental field where the circumstances are a little unnerving. They're very stressful. People are very nervous when they come to the dentist. And so when they see my tattoos, it is a conversation starter, especially when I have a patient who has tattoos. They love it when I talk about their tattoos. I always compliment someone on their tattoos. There has been some studies and surveys in the past where tattoos have been growing in popularity. For an example, from businessinsider.com, from 2012, there was about 21% of Americans who had at least one tattoo, to 2019, now to 30% of Americans have at least one tattoo. And in pewresearch.com, in 2023, 32% of Americans have at least one tattoo, and they're estimated in 2025 there should be about 46% of Americans that have a tattoo. So you can kind of see that they are coming up in popularity and they are becoming more accepting. Back to that article by Chloe Scram, tattoos are not unprofessional. In a way, with tattoos and not being accepted, it restricts access to free speech and a person's ability to show who they truly are. Ultimately, so many people have tattoos that it will become almost impossible for employers to find people with no creative expression on their bodies. I find that is really true because I have been forced to cover up my tattoos at a couple of dentist offices, which I had no complaint about. I totally understand that. But in the current workplace that I'm at now and they accept me for who I am, it is such a better feeling that I feel like I don't have to cover myself up. I do understand that there are some spots where tattoos are considered offensive, maybe like on the neck or your face tattoo or something like that, but those are pretty uncommon, I would say. And especially if there was something offensive that was tattooed on somebody. I can consider that maybe the downfall of needing to cover up. But I feel like that is not as common as it used to be, especially with, I know my friend has a plant tattoo on her shoulder right here, and I know that some people have asked her to cover it up and other people haven't, but it's a plant tattoo. How is that considered offensive? I guess that view comes from other people of their view of offensive. In summary, we can see that over the years, old assumptions are falling and new attitudes are thriving. We can see that tattoos are becoming more accepting into the workplace and more accepting into the world. By saying that tattoos are unprofessional, it is taking away someone's individuality and self-expression and freedom of speech. So in a way, you are putting someone's personality down and saying that we are not accepting them for who they are. Sometimes it may be considered that people don't really understand tattoos, because I guarantee you, if you ask someone about their tattoos, it will come from a significant moment in their life or a memory that they have or someone that they cherish. And I think that is really special to have, especially on your body, when you want to share that with the world instead of coming out and saying it, and you can just have the pictures on your body to show everyone who you are. I think that is really special. Just because you don't understand something that's on someone else's body doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Just try asking them about it, and I guarantee you it's going to bring up such a fun story in their life that they are willing and desperate to share to everyone. Or maybe when you ask them, the answer might surprise you. Right? Thanks, guys.